Hey guys, so yesterday I put a poll on my Instagram and Facebook story letting you guys ask me any running related questions, and here's some of the questions we got. Question number one: how much miles do you run weekly while you're training on average? For me, right now, I'm in the 30s. Only because I've the taper during the marathon and then the 5K right after my mileage hasn't really been up where I want it, but I'm gonna try and start getting back into 50 to 60 miles a week. Question number two: what is your favorite race to run? This is a really good question, actually. My favorite race to run is probably the 1600, the half marathon, and probably the 5K. Question three: what is your favorite race to watch? My favorite race to watch is probably the 1500. The Paris Olympic 1500, that was a very good race. Grand Slam has had a few good 1500 meter races. Otherwise, occasionally when there's a marathon, I'll watch that. Like I watched the Paris Olympic marathon and then Boston back in April. And I've watched Chicago and stuff. I watched the replay on Grandma's, so it's fun just watching the elite field. Question four: do you breathe through your nose or your mouth? For me, easy runs, light intensity, I'll breathe through my nose. Otherwise, I try and breathe through my mouth just because I feel like I'm always congested in my nose. I've used nasal strips, but they don't really work for me. Question five: do you still plan on hanging out with your cousin, your favorite cousin, after you're famous and all? I'm not famous, and yeah, my family and my friends, even if one day that did happen, I'm not just gonna like leave them. Okay, question six. I get this question all the time. What do you think about when you're running? For me, I don't really remember. But what I think about is just always what move am I gonna make next? That's more like the 1600 and 5K. The half marathon, I obviously have more time to think about other things outside of running, but I'm always thinking about just one foot in front of the other. What moves can I do next that are going to make me faster in that race and place better and have a faster time? So I just think about strategy most of the time. Question seven: how did you fuel during the marathon? I fueled by water at every single water station. I would take water, dump it on myself. I was trying to cool myself down every single chance I got. Then I'd also take Powerade. I was taking pickle juice shots. There was watermelon at one point, but I mostly fueled by the goo energy gels. Those are the kind that I'm kind of working with right now in training, and they work really well. And then during training, gummy bears also really work well, so I used those during the marathon as well. And then there was also sponges that I would use to cool myself down, as well as ice water. Question 10: what are your goals for next season? I really want to go to state for cross country, really drop my 5K time, and then in Vegas, I'm going for the win in my age group, probably top 15 overall, and then I want to go sub 118 in the half marathon. Question 11: what do you eat on race day? For track and cross country, no matter what kind of race it is, my breakfast is always oatmeal and 2 pieces of toast, and then for lunch, I'll usually have a salad and maybe something else like a fruit or something. And then about an hour and a half before, I'll eat a banana and then maybe some pretzels. And then about an hour before, I'll either drink coffee for some caffeine or beet juice just because it delivers more oxygen to your muscles. But then marathons and half marathons, that's obviously more strategically planned out, so that's a whole different story we can get into on another video. Question 12: how do you deal with setbacks like injuries or bad races? For me, I haven't been badly injured yet. I'm very grateful for that. So, I mean, obviously you train to not get injured, so you do small drills that should prevent that. But then bad races, you just kind of, for me, I write them down. I think I'm over. I learn something new every race, and I just apply that to forward races. But you've got to, sometimes if you need to take a break, take a day or two break just to clear your mind and whatnot. But for me, you just kind of push through, learn from your mistakes, and apply that for future races. Question 13: what shoes do you use, and what's your favorite type? So I train in the Saucony Triumphs. But then for races, I always race in Nike carbon fiber plated shoes. So for the mile and road races, I train in the Vaporflies. And then for the 800 in track and sometimes the 1600, I'll wear the Victories. And then for cross country, I use the Nike Dragonflies. Question 14: how often do you take recovery days? I usually take a recovery day every week. Sometimes it gets to be a little longer than a week, just with races and lifting schedule and just the way your training kind of schedule is for that certain week. But yeah, I shoot for one every 7 days, every 8 days for sure, because you need to let your body, recover, and that's when that speed and endurance is built. Question 15: how do you build up your endurance, and how do you get used to running long distances? Obviously, nutrition. I drink a ton of water, sleep, really prioritize sleep, but mostly it's just when you get good training sessions in, it builds you not only physically but mentally. And running longer distances, it takes a lot on your body. You just really have to focus on recovery, and endurance is just nutrition, all the simple things that people leave out. Like some people just train, but there's more to it. You've got to recovery, nutrition, hydration, so many other factors. But running long distances, it's a whole mental game. So you just got to build yourself mentally.